and welcome to another edition of TV Rotorua's Speedway Scene. Well, it's been a fairly quiet few weeks at SG Equipment Paradise Valley Raceway, with our last meeting on March 3rd last weekend once again succumbing to the forces of Mother Nature. The heavy rain on Friday night and Saturday forced the cancellation of yet another meeting at Paradise Valley. The upshot of it all means that there's a month between meetings, with our next race night scheduled for next Friday, part of a two-night affair, Friday and Saturday, the Central Auto Dismantlers World of Stocks. Another big world championship on the line, this time for stock cars. And the defending champion is local racer Sean Stewart, who showed great form 12 months ago to pick up the title. He's had a bit of an up and down season so far, but will need all of that form he showed last year to retain the World Championship. Not only will he be facing the best that New Zealand has to offer, but also competitors from Australia and England who will be here trying to do what, over the last few years at least, has been nigh on impossible to do, and that is to win this World Stock Car Championship. The pre-qualified drivers so far, it was reading like a who's who of New Zealand stock car racing, with 1 NZ Kyle Lane, a 2 NZ Peter Rees and 3 NZ Kane Hargreaves all confirmed for the championship, along with 2 of the top 3 from the South Island. Colin Cameron and Kirk Page will be trekking north, along with a whole host of named drivers from across the country. Other locals who have already pre-qualified include Damien Orr, who finished second at the New Zealand Stock Car Grand Prix, and Mike Honick, who won last year's Stocks in Paradise. So Friday night is the qualifying racing. It's going to be a big one. Saturday night is the finals, the Central Auto Dismantlers World of Stocks. Our next big meeting next weekend at SG Equipment Paradise Valley Raceway. Well, of course, with the lack of racing, not a lot of news to report, so we thought we'd take this opportunity to reflect on the fact that this year Paradise Valley Raceway is celebrating 40 years of racing. And when the club hosted the Speedy Science New Zealand Superstock Championships in late December, some of the special guests included foundation members of the club and past New Zealand Superstock champions. We had our cameras there to catch up with a few of them, and one of the first gentlemen we talked to was a man who was one of the greats of Rotorua stock car racing, Barry Hunter, the 1990 New Zealand champion, and we asked him what the racing's like now compared with his early days.
The racing now is really competitive because you know, it's very professional. You get the guys building cars, and you want to win, you just buy the good gear. That's all there is to it. Before, in the old days, we build our own cars and race our own cars, but now it's so professional. You want to win, get the good gear.
You've got to have the money,
yeah? You got to have the money, you got to have the backing, you got to have the sponsorship, and you've got to have it in the blood. You've got to be dedicated to it, you've got to do your homework, and that's how you win.
Well, he says it's in the blood, and that certainly is a fact for the Hunter family now, third-generation drivers doing their thing around Paradise Valley. Well, one of the men who was instrumental in getting Paradise Valley Raceway as it is up and running is a man who nowadays is club patron, Dr. Ian McPhail. We asked him what the role of patron involved.
Well, a bit like a figurehead and a person who perhaps gives advice and has been connected with the organisation for a long, long time. There were 4 of us who started the show off, and I was one of them. Jim Cook and myself and Tony Baker. He was a great driver of the time. It was about 69, 70. And Rex Flintoff, Lydia's husband, of course. It was we 4 were the original 4 on the steering committee that started the whole show. And built it in 1970, of course. It's changed a lot, but something to be proud of. Yeah.
Well, another man that Dr. McPhail mentioned there as part of the integral team in getting Paradise Valley Raceway up and running was Rex Flintoff, one of the top local competitors in the 70s. A win-at-all-costs driver, he admits that things have changed.
But it's still good, it's still worth going to racing for the people of today, obviously by the crowd here tonight. It's something special. Yeah, I've never seen a crowd as big as this here. No, it's very good.
How do you feel about being the 40th year of the Stock Car Club?
I'm really wrapped, because when we started this, you know, we were skimping no money, and I'm really wrapped in what it's turned out, and the successive committees that have been on, and then the current day one. especially has made a fantastic job of this track. I really think it's better in anyone's cap.
One of the special guests from outside Rotorua was the 1982 New Zealand champion from Wanganui, Charlie Bernstein. He was a megastar in his day, even earning the nickname Big Bad Charlie. We asked him, was he able to make good money in his day?
Well, I didn't go to work. I rode sometimes 4 meetings a week, usually 2, often 3 meetings a week. And when the English team and the Aussie teams were out here, often got invited with the various promoters, the Hamilton promoter and the Palmerston promoter, to go with them around the country as a backup for various tracks, being 2 or 3 named drivers to race against the Australian or the English team. So you'd race 4 times a week sometimes, and it was well paid, yes.
So what's the racing like now compared to when you were racing?
It's a lot faster and a lot more expensive.
Expensive?
Well, our cars were, well, my era, about 20,000 at the most. Started 5,000, got up to about 20. You might spend another 20 in the season, but I believe now they're spending 80 to 100 on. The cars are professionally built. They're faster, stronger. It's a real professional sport now. It's not a hobby like ours.
So there's just some of the thoughts of some of the men who have been around Speedway for many years, who are special guests at Rotorua late last year, celebrating 40 years of racing. Well, looking ahead to this weekend, we'd like to say good luck to the Rotorua Rebels Superstock team, who are racing at the team's nationals in Auckland, taking on the Kiki Kings and the Waikato Wanderers in qualifying. Also, many Rotorua stock car drivers heading across to Bay Park at Mount Maunganui for their North Island Championships this weekend. A quick reminder, our next meeting next Friday and Saturday, the Central Auto Dismantlers World of Stocks here at SG Equipment Paradise Valley Raceway. Then just 2 more meetings remaining in the Speedway season. Thanks for watching this edition of TV Rotorua's Speedway Scene. Our next update in a couple of weeks. Hopefully a bit of information about what we're doing to help affected Speedway families in Christchurch. For more details about everything Speedway, see our website rotoruaspeedway.co.nz.